Another day, another BYU dub. It is on the Twitter this time, Carter. We've done it.
Let's go.
We've solved. Oh wait,
It'll work. You just got out on it too quick. Don't worry.
too quick. I'm too quick with it. Yeah, we are in. We are in. We are so in. Get
Perfect.
that YouTube linky out.
Let's go. Let's go. See, get people in the chat right now. Let's get people in the chat right now. Are we frozen on YouTube? No, there we go. No, everything's looking good.
Let's go. Let's get people in the chat. Got YouTube out, Carter?
Yep. Boom.
Bang.
Alrighty, we are good to go. Just throw some retweets up. Hop in the chat, hop in the chat, hop in the chat, hop in the chat. Triple double tonight. Triple double for AJ.
Triple double for AJ.
Look at this. People already in here. People already here. Come on. Keep the good times rolling. This is going to be a brutal start to this podcast, but all right. Let's start this thing, Chase.
Let's do it.
All right. Da, 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 da. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. She got my stuff out, so let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. We're live. We are live right now. It is Monday, December 22nd. You hear it in my voice once again. Chase, the voice is still cooked again. So we're going to be on a minutes restriction tonight for myself. Cough drops are flowing. Everything's flowing to get this voice fixed. Chase, AJ Dybantsa, triple-double tonight. BYU wins. Same story once again. Ugly first half, giving up way too many points, too many defensive lapses. The effort, the focus might have not been there on the defensive end. Kevin Young pissed at halftime. We'll get to that. And then second half, they turn it on once again. AJ has an unbelievable career night. And we're sitting here after BYU wins 109-81 against Eastern Washington. Initial thoughts.
AJ Dybansta. I mean, that's the story of the night, story of the season it's turning into. His just progression from just a couple months we've seen him play. I know it's only non-con. I know there's a lot left in this season. But I feel like, Carter, we've legitimately seen him grow from the very first exhibition game against Nebraska to now. Even then, he seems like he's added so much to his game and has developed such a better feel for the court, for his teammates, and everyone around him. And he's turned out, I mean, I say this with a lot of weight because I think this speaks volumes. He's turned out better than I think we could have expected and hoped for as BYU fans, as people who are excited to watch this team. I mean, 33-point triple-double tonight. Look, I know it's Eastern Washington. I know it's a bye game. I don't care. That's tough in college, and he's been doing it again and again and again. The passing, the effort, we talk about it every time. He's not just a scorer. He does it all for this team. Outrageously efficient tonight. 11 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 9 of 11 for the free throw line, 10 boards, 10 assists. I mean, he literally did it all. I mean, everything he did tonight for BYU, and it's turned into the I don't want to say AJ show because it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, like AJ possession. Like he has elevated everyone else around him to the point where he's driving the ship and that he is the motor behind all the success, but allows everyone else and creates opportunities for everyone else to benefit off that success. And tonight was a team effort, and we've seen it for the past few games. But I am just so, I mean, I text you all the time, man. I can't believe we get to watch this dude play in a BYU uniform. It's surreal. He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable, man. Like truly, truly, he's awesome. He's unbelievable. And just when you watch him, you're just like, this guy is a NBA superstar playing college basketball right now. And the craziest part is at the beginning of the season, you're like, man, this guy's pretty freaking good. And he just keeps getting better and better and better. And it's not even like a little like game after game after game. You're like, he just doesn't stop progressing. He's the leader of this team on both ends of the floor. We talked about that last episode, but it's clear he sets the tone for this team. And it's to the point where we already talked about like the number one pick discussion. Maybe Babcock, like the Cooper Flag, AJ Dybantsa stuff, that's going to be the comp that people are talking about. Once people see him play in the big time national TV matchups against Arizona and Houston and Texas Tech, the discussion in college basketball is going to be, well, would you have rather had Cooper Flag or AJ Dybantsa?
Yeah, that's going to be. And we'll face that question when it comes, Karter. We're gonna have our own takes on that, but it's really gotten to the point. I like the way you phrased it, man. Like this is an NBA dude just toying with these guys a lot of the time. Again, I know this is lesser competition. I can't wait to see him play in the Big 12, which is by far and away the best conference this season. The amount of talent, coaching, everything, and he's gonna, I think, shine in it. And I think he's made for these moments, whether they're big or small. He cares for all of them. He gives the same effort. We've seen him come in clutch. We've seen him give effort when they're up 30. I literally am like, I don't need to see anything else. My mind is made up. This is the best dude in the country. This is the consensus number one overall pick. But all that stuff doesn't matter because this is a team game, right? And BYU has big goals and aspirations. And I think he understands that as well. I don't think he cares if he's the number one pick per se. I don't think he's gunning for National Player of the Year, which he's just inching closer and closer as the season goes along. I think he legitimately cares about team basketball and winning, and it reflects in everything that he does and the way he plays and the style. And then in the stat sheet really showed up today, obviously career high in assists for him. And it helps that dudes are making shots. And I think a big part of it is that trust factor, which we talked about really early in this season. And we haven't revisited it in a minute. And I think tonight was the ultimate example of that. I think all these dudes have really started to just trust each other. I think they know each other better. I think they're more comfortable with each other. They've been on a lot of trips. As silly as it is, like the little TikToks that are posted, BYU basketball does like social videos now. Like, I think the bonding that has gone on with this team, both on and off the court, has led to the trust that everyone has in each other. And instead of AJ feeling like he needs to get to the basket, Rob Wright feels like he needs to get to the basket all the time. There was possessions tonight, Karter. I thought they passed it too much. And I was like, I think you need to take that shot there, Maras, or you need to take that shot there, Rob, or whoever it is, right? And I think the trust is really shining now. It's been great to do it against lesser competition, to really get around there, move the ball around, have open shots. The 3-pointers have started to fall all the way around. And it's become a formidable team that we were hoping that they looked like. Am I still upset about the first half performance and a lot of the defense? Of course, we'll get to that later. But going into conference play, I don't really see like how much better this could have been with the ascension of AJ. Everyone's kind of finding their roles. Obviously, the injuries stink, but you've had a lot of guys step up in this moment throughout these games, get some really good playing time. And I feel like BYU now has legitimately 7, 8, maybe even 9 guys deep that they feel like they can really trust out there. And the important part, AJ, Rob, and Richie can all trust them too, to go out and make the right plays and support them and all the amazing things they do. And that was, I think, the biggest thing that stood out to me tonight.
Yeah, I talked about it for a minute on the last episode, but the chemistry is real. The chemistry is actually real now, and the trust is there with all these dudes. and they've played enough games together where they feel comfortable on the offensive end. And look, like this team's going to go through slumps in games where the three's not falling and everything. And that's when they just need to penetrate, put their head down. And I agree with you. There were times tonight where I'm like, quit passing the ball, quit playing too unselfish, put your head down. You're bigger than these guys. Go get an easy layup. Like, what are you doing there? But besides the point, when they get in these slumps and everything, it's going to be fine as long as that defensive effort's there. It's just, you're right, they can get caught in the first half like they have against Eastern Washington and Abilene Christian and you name it. These first
Everyone
halves
at this
are,
point.
yeah, you rattle off the whole entire season at this point. But that's obviously not going to fly in the Big 12. But I think this team is to the point where I don't worry about them offensively. My two concerns for this team going into conference play, Chase, is the first halves. Obviously, that has to be everybody's number one concern. I think bench production is my third concern. My number two concern is just making sure Rob Wright and AJ aren't in foul trouble in games. Because if they're in foul trouble in games, we might as well call it.
Yeah, I think that coincides with your third point, right? With the bench production. It's more of like you can have production from the guys like, if Kennard Davis shoots like he does tonight, and Maruss is on one and Kostic can be aggressive like he was tonight, then maybe you could squeak by. But those guys do so much more than just the scoring. I know that shows up on the stat sheet, whatever, and those three with Richie are going to be the bulk of points. But it's hard to put into words, Carter. But when you watch it, you see it and you know it. They just drive everything. The team knows what to do when those three guys have the ball. They know where they're supposed to do off that ball, and their ability to lead right in offense, push and transition. They know to get the ball to Rob, who knows when to look up to you, right? Or AJ does this. I mean, has developed into that as well, and he's been able to look for the right guys. It's the decision making that starts with always one guy. Every possession in basketball starts with one guy making a decision. Sometimes it's predetermined by the coach, right? A lot of times it's up to the point guard. The real elite point guards make the right move. I think BYU has two of those guys in AJ and Rob. And you're right. If you're missing one of those, everything else is going to tank. It doesn't matter how well Tyler Marush is shooting. He's not going to get in position unless you have the right guys driving the train. Those are the two guys.
Yeah, my last point before we get into the chats for today's episode is you'll see the national media right now. They probably aren't super high on this BYU team quite yet. That'll change come conference play when they win the big games and everything. I'm telling you right now, I don't worry about this BYU team being a national title contender or anything because they have all the pieces. All the pieces are there. And people freak out about, oh, well, this isn't a 9-10 deep rotation. Well, you don't need a 9-10 man rotation in college basketball. You need 7 to 8 and you'll be fine. These guys can play 36, 37 minutes a game, even come March and tournament time. That's fine. As long as you have an NBA player on your team, a rim protector, and most importantly, a great point guard who can score the ball and can initiate offense. Those are the three keys in March Madness. And also, I mean, coaching matters too. And I think BYU has a coach that's in year one proved he can win a couple games in March at least. This BYU team, I do feel is a true national title contender. I don't worry about that at all. I know what people are seeing from the national media right now are like, hot and cold, whether they feel about BYU. Firmly, BYU is in the national title contender spot for me.
Me as well. I mean, some people that we really love put BYU at 17 on their rankings.
I don't know who that was.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say I agree with it, but they gave us the platform, so we got to be nice. But they're doing their job. Then we love all the stuff the Field 68 does. We're just giving them a hard time. But I totally agree with you, Carter. And I'm going to leave it at that. I think we're going to keep this one shorter, but we have a ton of chats to get to. I'll just direct the chat for a second because there's some things we also need to talk about. First, Abdullah Ahmed. I'm not going to share my thoughts now. I want the chat. Y'all share your thoughts or ask us questions about him, and we'll throughout the process of answering the chats share our thoughts on his debut and also the defense and first half stuff. I'm sure we'll get to that in the chat. So our thoughts will be shared in the chat. So let's do that.
Yeah. Let's hop in. Chase, I'll pull up chats, you read, and we'll go from there. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's start off. Yeah,
all right,
BYU may not.
You said I was
Sorry.
reading. Was
I
that
know, but I saw that and it pissed me off. Get out of here.
big flop?
Ban it.
Oh, we're
What are
getting
we
rid of
doing
that.
here? We're getting rid of that.
Ooh, pro show. Go Brewers Go says AJ is worth every penny the donors are paying him. He's worth more than that. I think we got a bargain with AJ. Angel Rasmussen, what's up? Angela, excuse me. Triple double and over 100. That's the upside of the new kid in town. Looks good. Yeah, it does look good. AJ might be the GOAT, says Will. What's up, Will? He is my GOAT as of right now. Why is Gamora? And Boop is really Butterfingers a lot. I've been saying it for weeks. As soon as he catches the ball, double every night for that guy when he learns to catch the ball in the paint. Carter's fumbling. Big Floppa says, how are we feeling on Big 12 play for BYU? We'll take a sec here real quick because I want to answer that amazing question. 12 days they have in between now and the Kansas State opener for Big 12 play. Right now I'm feeling mixed, but mostly good vibes for this upcoming conference play season. One, BYU's established themselves as a top team in the nation and in the conference, right? I feel like this is the first time, they haven't been in the Big 12 long, but this is the first time that they've just been like everyone else's peers with them. They don't feel like I think there's some awesome teams. It really feels like they're part of that 1A group with the Arizonas and the Houstons and the Iowa States. I think BYU needs to be considered right up there. Those guys do have more impressive wins as of right now. I totally understand that. But there's not a doubt in my mind BYU can walk into any gym this season and win a game. That's how good they are. And so it feels good to be part of considered a top dog. There's no, Houston's still really good. Don't get me wrong, but there's no they're totally winning the Big 12. They dominate it. Not true. I also think Arizona's awesome. I wouldn't pencil them in as Big 12 chance right now because it's so top heavy. There's so many good talents. And guess what? And my point is BYU is right in the middle of that, Carter. They're to be considered the best of the conference as of right now.
Yeah, I think it's all four of those teams that you mentioned right up there. And Texas Tech, they got that big win over Duke in Madison Square Garden. I think they have to be in that conversation as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. I like you said, Arizona, I have my concerns about Arizona. This team, look, they are unbelievable in the paint, the best paint team in the country. They don't shoot threes. Are you going to be able to win 6 games in March without being able to knock down threes? That's a real concern for me, especially can your guards knock down threes in big moments in March Madness? That has to be done. We'll see. It's going to be an awesome Big 12 season. I have very high hopes for BYU. I think the expectation for this BYU team, I think its success is a double bye.
I totally agree.
The Big 12 tournament,
which means top 4 seed. Yeah, I think top 4. It's just, again, super impressive. All the teams we just listed would be really good for BYU. I think top 4 in the Big 12 gets you a 3 seed at worst. I think in the big dance. March Madness, of course. As well, to be fair, we're talking about Arizona. BYU has its problems as well. You got to start out these first halves better. We'll see how they travel to a true road game. They've yet to play that, and there's some incredible environments in this conference. But I feel really good about BYU. Physicality up there with the rest of the conference. Shooting, I think they can hang with the rest of the conference. Star power, I think they're better than everyone in the conference. So I think, like I said, they're going to be in every single game. They're not going to win all of them. I know that. We're being realistic here, but they're going to have an awesome Big 12 season.
I think you mentioned it, talent's top of the conference, shooting, like you mentioned as well. And also, I feel confident in coaching, and I also feel confident in a home crowd, having that home crowd environment. I feel like it's at the top of the country with Kansas and Iowa State and even Texas. Lubbock's awesome. They go crazy down there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Shout out to Carter and I for nailing the non-con predictions. We both said 1 loss.
Yep.
I think we both had, I think I said 4 losses. You might have said 5 for conference.
I think so. But with the Big 12, with this season, those top tier wins, there is a ton of quad 1A games that BYU is going to have in this conference to where their seeding is going to be unbelievable. Now, there are some doomsday games in the Big 12 that we can get into, games like Utah where you play twice. That could be a doomsday game for you, where potential quad 3 game where you could blow it and ruin your seeding, but that's for another day. So also he mentioned, how do we feel about Ahmed after tonight's debut?
Perfect. I'll be brief. I'm sure we'll answer more Ahmed questions.
Yeah,
I think we saw what we could see. Obviously, he was very limited. Obviously, he's new to the team, and obviously, Kevin Young told him not to do anything too crazy. Um, but I like that he's a big body. I think he's aggressive. I think he's an incredible rebounder. And I'd love to see him just. I don't know if BYU's ever going to run anything specifically like an Ahmed post up. But I'd love to see him just get a little bit more involved in the offense. Obviously, didn't even take a shot tonight. Had that one trip to the free throw line, but I think all in all, it's a huge addition for BYU to when you play the physical teams, especially when you play Arizona, who's going to try and dominate you in the paint. To go from Kevaketa to Abdullah Ahmed is an incredible transition to keep up all the physicality and rebounding you're going to need to hang with anybody. If he can just figure out where his place is in the offense and contribute, I think he's going to be awesome. And obviously, this is a taste this season. Next season is the big, big, big Ahmed season. So
agreed. It's anything he does that's good this season is icing on the cake. It's all about next season and just another good body to have this season. Like this is just a huge bonus. I kind of agree with you. Same sentiment. I like his hands. Like I think he's got really good hands. Like some of the rebounds he had tonight, and watching the film on him in the G League too, where it's like these quick rebounds coming off the rim. His timing's really good on those rebounds, and I think he'll be great eventually once he gets more live game reps playing with Rob Wright and AJ Dybantsa in the pick and roll. I think that is in his game. Now, I don't think post ups are going to be ran through him, but guess what? BYU doesn't run post ups for anybody not named AJ Dybantsa. So,
nor do I think they should, unless Ahmed really like emerges as that kind of guy. But yeah, like there's been concerns with Boop and Kevaketa catching those passes. I think that's where Ahmed really excels, having played pro style basketball. And in the G League, man, like we talked about when we first committed, like you better rebound and run the pick and roll because everyone else is out to get theirs, and that is all you can do as a center in the G League. So that's where he's really, really going to excel against everyone on the roster. And then it's going to be able to be, what else can you do for this team? And I think he's going to bring that.
I love it.
Eli Wynn says, what's up, Eli? Says, part of me is saying, get the bad defensive games out of the way, while the other part is saying that the Big 12 season will eat us alive. Karter?
I don't know. Part of me, like with I talked about on the last episode too. I just think human nature's kicked in with this team where it's Christmas is close. These guys are about to go back home with their families for a few days. You know, you're playing against bye games after you just played in Madison Square Garden and TD Garden. A little bit tougher to get up for these games. And then at halftime, you get chewed out a little bit by the coaching staff, and then you lock in. And like, I think that's just what this is. I really am not trying to take away too much stock from these first halves in these games.
I think if I could describe this non-con, I'd say it was pretty like sporadic. The scheduling, there's been no rhythm. There's been, again, lots of flights for these guys, cross country, weird, wacky gyms. Even this like home slate, like you're playing against these bye games, which you really can't find a rhythm there. I understand you're much better than them, but even that can be disruptive to kind of your routine and rhythm. I think what's really nice about this Big 12 play coming in is the schedule gets super routine, right? The traveling is going to be basically cut in half, right? You're going to be home, every week, and you're going to have the opportunity to just like play, rest, scout, watch film, hit the practice, play, and then do it all over again. And they're going to have they're going to find their rhythm in every facet of that program, off the court and on the court. And I hope that brings a bit of stability, and I hope that fixes whatever's going on in the first half, the mentality, the attitude, whatever it is they need to like get up and get moving early on. I think it will help. I think the grind of conference play also like brings that rhythm, and I think it helps the team tremendously. Eli says, and also we have AJ and they don't, and you're absolutely right. Big Floppa, I feel really similar to how I did against ACU. Talk about the game tonight, I'm assuming. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty ticked if you tuned in last episode with that ACU performance. You could argue tonight was even worse, but I'm letting the guys off easy. I think their coach can tell them what they need to hear. Wise Gamora says sometimes the opponent is just on an amazing streak of making everything. Eastern Washington played the best offensive game of their careers.
This is a great point because they were hitting some prayers.
They were hitting some crazy shots. Yeah, and they're not a bad like scoring team. That's their style is to put up a lot of points. 81 still way too many to set the record straight to give up to this Eastern Washington team. But I'm letting the boys off easy. Merry Christmas, Big Floppa. I had no doubt BYU was going to win by 20 plus, but gave up way too many points. Read my mind, brother.
This is a hot take.
Angela says the coaching staff has some work cut out for themselves over the Christmas break. I'd love to hear a little bit more. I know that chat was 22 minutes ago. I'd love to hear more, Angela, what you think. Let's see here. I'm not going to read that whole handle. Fellas, I'll be honest. I still haven't boarded the Morus bus. Still wasn't on even after his 4-4 game. Someone brought up the Morus bus. Carter. The Morus
It'll
bus.
Be back. You just missed. You just did the Morus bus like skip. Like when the school bus driver did they forget to pick some kids up on the way to school? Yeah, that happens. They skipped a couple kids. They'll come back and get them.
Happens. The Morus bus is in a tunnel right now. You got a little taste.
No cell phone signal.
No cell service. So you got a little taste of the scenery. It was, the tour bus was going around, but the Morus bus. Let me tell you something. It's still up and running. That's for dang sure. The wheels have not stopped.
Yeah, it might be stopped at a Sheetz right now or a Maverick. Getting some Dr. Pepper, getting some snacks, but it'll be back.
It'll be back. Yeah, just gassing up, Rusty. Eyes Gamora says Ahmed looked very good. Kaba still top dog, but Ahmed is going to be right behind him ahead of Mboop. Yes, I agree. I also think it unlocks a lot for Mboop, being able to see him play the 4 more than just the 5. Can't wait to see that rotation moving forward. Angela says the problem is the opponents are getting up for BYU. It is a concern. Really good point.
I think this is a great point. And if you're a fan of a blue blood team, you would know this. Like you're getting the best shot of every single team now. When these dudes walk into BYU, they know they're about to play against the number 1 pick in the draft. They know tons of people are watching, and they know, okay, like people are going to see me right now. I'm putting up a game right now because there's 37 NBA scouts watching me right now, even though it's an Eastern Washington game.
Yeah, what is it, where everyone's Super Bowl? I mean, Duke's felt that way for 30 years.
Okay, Shedeur Sanders.
But, Duke fans know what this is like. Like, everyone who plays Duke, it's like, holy crap, we're playing Duke. And we're going to, I'm going to get mine. The Nebraska point guard, I can't remember the name. I've seen like 30 TikToks of him. He still is talking about playing BYU. Like, he does this whole, like, today I'm walking my dog and tomorrow I'm playing the number 1 pick in the draft. It's like, yeah, I mean, I think people know and think about that and look forward to that. So really good points there in the chat. Wise Gamora is not worried in the least. BYU will be up for the games that matter. I think they're always up for it. They got to start. They got to start right in the appropriate way. We have some banger names in the chat. You can read along here on the live or on video. Will says, of course, everyone is going to want to go at AJ. He's got people vlogging about the matchups before games. See, he's seen the TikToks too. Man,
the TikToks too.
Chat is on one. It's reading my mind, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I agree. I think that goes away a little bit with conference play. Now. Eli's killing it. How about Moo Davis finally getting off the mat and knocking down some shots? I think he heard the slander, Carter. I think he tuned in last episode. The chat was not happy with Moo Davis.
Chat was not happy. I don't know. Maybe Jack. Apparently, Jack wasn't watching the game. He was at some play. Maybe Jack doesn't need to be watching games right now.
Ewing theory with Jack?
Ewing theory with Jack? I don't know. Maybe the cow suit, bad luck. I don't know.
He wore it to the play. he still wears
wore
it
to the play. I saw the tweet, but I didn't look at the picture.
He still wore it. Bless his wife. I mean, special lady.
She's a saint.
She is.
So is my wife, though, so I can't talk.
Yeah, we all chose very well. We got very lucky.
Oh, man.
But Moo Davis, I think it's a really good point, Eli. And he's a confident shooter, man. And when he's knocking him down and playing the defense he is, that's why we weren't really worried about him, because I think that's his role. And when he does it well, then it's loud and it helps BYU. And Wise Gamora agrees here. He says he needs to make a habit of this instead of other things.
Moving on.
I think it's fair. Yegor Demon fan says, or is it Yegor Dioman fan? People complaining about our defense in the first half need to go look at Eastern Washington's performance against Colorado and UCLA. We did not do an Eastern Washington preview, but to the point, like I said, they put up a ton of points in those games, took those guys to the wire. So good point. Will says, get a glimpse of 3J was kind of cool. If he gets a 3-ball, it's legitimately over for the league. And I agree. He's talking about AJ shooting threes, Karter. And yeah, when he's knocking him down, he's nasty, especially off the dribble. Wise Gamora, the way Kata simultaneously blocks a shot and catches it / rebounds it with the same hand in one motion is incredible. I couldn't agree more, man. He's a freak of nature. B Booth, BYU has talent for helping every team and opposing player reach their career high. Yeah, they're doing it. Yegor fan says, on the first day of Christmas, BYU men's basketball gave to me. No more Blaine Fowler calling games on my TV.
Moving on.
That might be a Hall of Famer. We're putting that one into consideration. Will says the defense is hard to get consistent with when you're missing a different big piece every single game. Another really good point. Obviously, Kaba was the one missing last game. He was back this game. I think he still was sick. I think you could tell. No one's sick today, though. So big news for the Cougs. The mono wore off. Will says defense isn't like offense where you can get by having 3 to 5 people in sync. You need all 5. And we haven't had the same 5 for a whole game in a while. Again, very good point. And that's when you play your best defense, like he's saying. The communication, the backside help. We've seen BYU with flashes. That's why I'm not too worried for just a sec, Karter. It's because we've seen them play legitimately lockdown, suffocating defense. I think about that UConn second half. I think about the Clemson second half in particular. Like when they are at their best, they are completely deafening on defense and they're smothering. So I think it's there. Like if we had never seen like a solid 20 minutes of any type of like really, really good defense, I'd be like freaking out right now, but it's there. It's there. So as the effort and attitude, man, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And like I kept talking about earlier is human nature sets in these games. You're just not, it's going to be tough sometimes when Christmas is around the corner. You're playing against Eastern Washington, who's 2-10, just got blown out by Utah 2 nights ago. And you're going, all right, we're going to smoke these guys. Let's go out. Hopefully I drop 20 and then I'm on a flight home to see my family. That's the honest mindset right now.
Bingo. It's Christmas. You tell me you're giving your job 100% right now, chat? You tell me you're laying it on the line?
I'm trying. I'm trying to give my job 100% right now. I just can't talk. The good Lord said, I'm killing your throat, Karter.
Not us. I'm talking about the chat. These people.
I know.
Good people.
I know.
It's Christmas, man. I'm giving them a break.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on. Some love for the boot minutes tonight. Gamora says national media still hates that AJ is on BYU, but they have no choice to have him feature to cover him. That's hilarious. Any credence to this? I don't actually think there's credence to this. I just think, people watching. I think a big thing with BYU games right now is I don't think people realize if you're on the East Coast, a lot of your East Coast national media personalities don't stay up and watch the West Coast games.
BYU, it's not going to change for BYU. These games start at 9, 10 o'clock every night.
And also the other issue is when it's BYU Eastern Washington, look, most of the national media personalities, they're going to go watch Illinois, Missouri tonight. They're going to watch Power 5 versus Power 5 games. But then you're going to see BYU being tweeted about in the BYU Clemson games. This is how it rolls.
Yeah. The clips will come out on Twitter. Everyone will realize. Draft guys will always be talk.
People are over the media in the chat. From Williams Free, I like Ahmed. I thought he played decent for only having 1 or 2 practices. Yeah, he's going to be fine. Just give him some time. He just needs a live game reps with these guys. And then
Agreed.
defensive concern, we just touched on that briefly, but I'll chime in. Defense is not a concern for me, Chase. They're going to, once the big games come, I do worry about it like, hey, in March when they have to go on that weird road trip to Cincinnati on a cold Tuesday night, are they going to be up for it? Probably not. Let's be honest. They're probably going to come out and have a slow first half. But that's okay because, when they're going to come out ready for it is Arizona, Houston, Texas Tech. And they're talented enough to overcome that at times. Now, is it frustrating as crap? Yes. And are they going to get burned by it a few times this season? Yeah, that's how it's going to roll, though.
Yeah, we'll be on a podcast in like 2 months and we'll be like, abysmal performance, and we'll be all ticked about it. I think it might be a roller coaster defensively. I'm a little bit more concerned than you, but I just mentioned I've seen them play lockdown defense. So when they are locked in, they're just fine. Better than fine.
Yeah, but like they're gonna blow games because of that. Like they'll go into one of the top games and you're gonna go, oh, they're just not playing defense tonight. They're doing this thing, and you're not. Yeah, you did the miracle comeback against Clemson. Guess what? You're not doing that against the other top 10 teams. So
no, or like the UConn thing.
Yeah, like the UConn thing. Like that's just not sustainable.
No. Yeah, you can't get in holes. It's first half. Yeah, we talked about it.
All right, I'm getting back in the chat here in just 1 second.
Let's get it going. Will says, looks a step slow, but that speed is expected. He looked like a monster rebounder with some rim protection potential. Again, Will, you're spot on, brother. I'd love to see him block more shots like Kaba does. I mean, no one can do it like Kaba, but being the defensive presence, I think, is the next step for him. Eli thinks Ahmed will be a great front court boost to compete against Houston, Arizona, Iowa State. And I couldn't agree more. I think I've said that like verbatim. Man, the chat is locked in tonight, fellas. Wide Rush Talking messages, how many losses is an acceptable amount for this team in conference play? 4 or 5 max? Again, Karter, what did we feed these people? I mean, they're like word for word what we're saying here. I think 5, I'd be fine with 5 losses.
This is the toughest conference in the country right now.
Yeah.
Like
it
seems probably losing 5 games.
It's probably spoiled to even like say that. I feel like it's like
it is spoiled to
5.
say that. Like, oh yeah, get out of here. 5 games. Like, no, this is the toughest conference in the country. You're going against Houston, Texas Tech, Arizona, Iowa State, at Kansas. Like, come on.
Yeah, totally agree. I think if you get to like the 7-8 mark, you would be a little disappointed, but 4 or 5 is really, I think, really good. So, again, top 4 seed in the conference tournament. Go ahead.
For reference, last year BYU finished 4th in the Big 12 at 14-6.
Yeah. So 6 losses, and if you're in the top 4, fine by me. I think you're going to need 5 to get that 4 seed this year with how good it is.
I do too. And then Iowa State was 13-7, and then Kansas was 11-9. Right behind them.
Yeah, rough Kansas here. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a rough Kansas year.
Yeah.
Anyhow, moving on.
Wise Gamora, it's early still, but Bracket Matrix has BYU as a 2 or 3 seed at worst across all 32 analysts. And I think I agree with them.
I agree with them for now, but like doing bracketology in December, it's like I see people getting mad at Joe Lenardi for stuff. It's like, all right. Like come late January, early February, fine, let it rip. December, why are you even reading a Joe Lenardi bracketology?
You just like to see your name with the low
That's
number,
true.
buddy. I like seeing
That's
it.
True. I like seeing like the mid majors. Like I'm seeing like, okay, who do they see coming out of the the conference? Conference USA, or coming out of the WAC or the Big Sky or the Big West. That's what I like looking at on those.
Yeah, which is a straight guess from them. Like, just straight guess. They have no idea, by the way. So,
anyhow, first 30-point triple-double in BYU history. I think many BYU records will be broken this season. Just personally, Chase, unbiased, I would love for AJ to break like the NCAA and BYU triple-doubles record. Just putting that out there.
Me personally. I mean, again, this is the first 30-point triple-double BYU history. I mean, no one's done it. No one.
Yeah.
That's
no one.
Special stuff.
I love it. I love this team, but fully expect a tighter rotation of 7 to 8 guys entering conference play. Have to gel to start off games better. Bang, boom, ball knower right there. Nothing more to add. It honestly looked like AJ was playing at like 80%. He made it look easy. I think it'll be even more clear he's the number one pick in the draft when Big 12 play starts as he locks in. He's locked in already. If you're not saying he's not locked in, I mean, this is insane. He had a 30-point triple-double tonight. And but anyhow, it's not him locking in. It's when the national media locks in on this BYU team when they're playing on national TV and not playing on ESPN Plus on a Monday night 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah, to your point, people will start watching.
Yeah,
and they'll start being like, "Holy crap!" Like we all are right now because we've been watching the ESPN Plus stuff, right? And we're like, "This guy is otherworldly."
Just a quick check-in. I would still be amazed from Tater Coug if we finish outside the top 5 in the Big 12. Too much talent. Night fellas, go Cougs. Go Cougs. And I agree. I think he nailed it right there. So let's move on. I think there's definitely some stuff to improve on from the non-con, but if you told me we got AJ Dybantsa starting to fire on all cylinders, I think that is the biggest win of the non-con. I'd be shocked if we've dropped below 4 in the Big 12 play.
I mean, the first part of that comment, incredible. I 100% agree. Biggest win of the non-con. Everyone got comfortable, and AJ looks like the best dude in college basketball. It didn't even take him that long to ramp up. Top 4, I think I'd also be a little surprised, but also like this is a freaking dang good conference, man. Like so good. I mean, they're not even. Are they top 4? They're not even top 4 AP poll rankings in the conference right now. Like that's just how tough this conference is. I mean, there's 5 in the top 10. I think BYU was the 15 in the top 10 the AP poll from the Big 12. Like, it's nasty, man. But top 4 is the goal, and I think, I'm confident that they'll get there.
Yeah. How concerned should we be with the defense? We already addressed that. If you want to rewind or re-listen to the reaction, we talked on that quite a bit. Yeah, we're fine. That was a while ago, anyways.
Yeah.
Big East Ghosts in the chat saying, "Holy Homer Pod."
Yeah, read the name, buddy. Why are you watching?
hey, Big East Ghosts, go focus on bumping up your net rating over there. The Big East is getting they got 2 bubble teams, and then UConn's the only lot getting in. You got other fish to fry.
Yeah, appreciate you tuning in, though, bud.
I'm kidding, though. I love it. Ahmed, 9 minutes, 5 rebounds, 1 block. Pretty good for first time on the floor with the new team. Like I said, we talked about it. Love is rebounding.
Yeah, that's the big. I mean, he's going to be one of the premier rebounders, I think, in college basketball next season. And he'll show flashes this season and be big for BYU. So
I love this username, by the way. I'm going to let you read the comment, but before we dive into it, just want to say I think we're going to be saying this a lot this season. Not the username, maybe the username. Hopefully they tune in a bunch, but I believe we're going to be saying his comment quite a bit this season. Let me pull it up again. I already know where
this is going.
Cosmos Adderall.
Cosmos Adderall says feels like AJ could have gone for 40 plus. He knew he was closing in on a triple double early in that second half, and he really started hunting the assists. Dude is so good, and I totally agree. Again, he was 11 for 13 from the field, shot 11 free throws. He wasn't missing tonight, and he could go for. I hope one of these days, is it against Kansas State? Is it against UCF? Is it against Utah? Preferably, if I could choose, I hope for one of these games he just goes screw it, and KY's what? How many can you actually score tonight? Let's see it, and that's when he gets the 45, 50 something. That's what Dave Rose did with Jimmer. I mean, he was just what can you do for us? And Jimmer was I'll just score 50. And they're
yeah,
cool. Yeah, we're going to win the ball game then. Don't know if that'll ever happen. I think they're just too much of a team guy to do it, but I would love to see that because it'd be special.
Angela in the you got it. You take it. My bad.
Sorry, I just want to give that voice a break. KY is pretty straightforward about the problems. He said, this is responding to a few minutes ago. Shout out Angela. He said, we don't know what we're doing out there. Talking about the defense, letting the other team get too many offensive boards is another problem. And
yeah, he was pissed at halftime. I loved seeing that. I like seeing him pissed off.
Me too. I mean, I don't want him to always be pissed off, but
no, but it cracks me up. I don't know why. Like I like seeing the emotion out of him. Sometimes he's a little too stoic. I'm like, all right, I like seeing that fire.
Yeah,
I know it's in there.
Fire. And he's right. Sometimes they don't know what they're doing on D, to Angela's point. Go ahead.
Big East Ghost in the chat said BYU fans make one Sweet 16 and say we are Duke. An elite chirp back. Angela, defensive problem. That's just a typo from the other one. Yeah. Eli said, dumb question, is Kaba injured?
Yeah, he certainly wasn't 100% tonight. I don't know if that's lingering sickness or maybe he's tweaked something.
Yeah, I think Kaba and I must have hung out somewhere. But because we have the same sickness right now.
I think you gave him mono.
I had mono back in 2020 living in a wine cellar in Provo, Utah. I'm done with that, buddy.
One of these days, Karter will tell some of his stories. Karter lore. Not tonight, though.
Yeah, that's a summer pod.
Just a taste.
That's a summer pod. I did like the defense at points and not letting them get any in the last moments. Absolutely. We'll get to some of these hypotheticals from Eli Bond here to close the show. Sam Emery said in the chat, going back to something earlier, Chase said, I'm giving my job roughly 15%, and they should be grateful for that, TBH. I love that.
Yes,
that's great. Do you imagine one of these BYU players coming in if just like Richie Saunders goes up to Kevin Young's like, dude, I'm giving you 20% tonight. Take it or leave it.
Shout out Sam, though. As you should, brother. Enjoy the holidays.
Now, peeps, here's the big question. What flavor of Pop-Tarts are we eating during the bowl game on Saturday? Just a classic strawberry guy.
I mean, I'm big on the, was it the Oreo cookies and cream? Was that a limited edition? Not a big Pop-Tarts guy in general, but that's by far the best one.
Okay.
I don't like the fruity ones. I'm going to be real with y'all.
It seems like AJ takes 2 steps to get from outside the yard to the basket. I think it's like 1.
I think he's really unlocked. I don't know why he wasn't doing this before, but he's just started to be like, oh, I can actually like yam this on everybody. And he's just started to like really take those, to Gamora's point, 2 big steps and just like, he's like, I'm elevating and just throwing this thing down.
Have we seen our next, quote, Tyler Morris transfer over the last 4-game stretch? This is a great question from Yegor Demon fan.
Can you explain it to me? I feel like I'm stupid right now.
It's a guy on the other team that BYU has seen that's like, okay, we're grabbing it. We're stealing him for next season.
I love it. Another Nate Pickens-esque. That's a great question. I mean, you can't take anyone from the good teams they've played because, like, duh. I mean, like, I'd love anyone on UConn.
Yeah, I'll take Braylon Mullins from UConn, even though he didn't play in that game.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
I know. I'm just screwing with you.
Oh, man. Is there anyone from these bye games I've been really impressed with?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and look off the top of my head. The ball knowledge.
I haven't particularly seen anyone I've been like.
I don't think anybody's really jumped off the screen in the last few games.
Yeah. I mean, the Abilene Christian dude was pretty hot from 3, but
the Newton, number 5.
Yeah, 3s are one thing though. I mean, anyone can like just get hot.
I don't even know if he has eligibility or not. Let's just say Newton from Abilene Christian.
Sounds good.
Because he had the hottest game against BYU.
Yeah, he was cooking. So
yeah,
we'll go grab him.
We'll go grab him. Big East Ghost said, win a natty. JK, love boys. You do a great job. Win a natty's a great chirp back because, yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. Like BYU, like, if you want to act like a new blue blood, you got to win a natty.
We're trying Big East Ghost. I'm assuming the UConn guy. We're trying.
I wouldn't assume. I feel like it's fighting words if you assume anything in the Big East.
Like, true, but if he's saying win a natty, that like who else from a conference can claim
Nova?
That? Yeah, true. 10 years ago.
Georgetown
in a great spot right now.
Chase, with my voice in the last couple days, like I feel like I'm just like talking like like those random old people you see, like talking about New York basketball, like New York basketball. You got Bernard King, Patrick Ewing. You don't know about Walt Clyde Frazier. I can't stop doing Rutgers basketball. You got Seton Hall and Rutgers. I can't stop doing it. It cracks me up. I just say it to myself all day.
That was incredible. That was awesome.
Let's keep moving on here. You got this.
Will says, no, we're fourth. Arizona, Iowa State, and Houston are ahead of us, and I think that'd be the only teams I'd be okay with finishing behind. Great research by our guy, Will. So we are fourth in the AP poll. So 4 Big 12 teams in the top 10 right now. We're 10th. And I would too. I mean, there's a legitimate argument here that BYU kind of has Iowa State's number. Just like a tiny bit. I think they're 3-1 against them in the past 2 seasons. Someone could fact check me on that. So it'll be really interesting to see that matchup. Arizona split last year, and then Houston's the big, like, I think Houston's not necessarily the best team in the conference in the year, but it's more of a mental hump hurdle to be like, can we beat these dudes? Because obviously last year it was a big, like, gap in physicality and, like, just seeing how good this team was. And obviously Houston, went to the Natty, knocked off Duke. Was that more Duke's fault? Conversation for another time. Don't bring it up around Karter. But to Will's point, all those teams are so good, I wouldn't feel bad finishing behind them as well. And shout out for the stat correction there. Shrimp, what's up, brother? Says, boys, just celebrated Christmas with the in-laws. Missed the game. Can you give me a TLDR Merry Christmas? You got it, Karter?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm looking it up. I was hoping you'd run with it on the fly.
I don't know what that means.
Shrimp, this is embarrassing.
I don't know. I'm not well versed. It took me way too long to figure out what 6-7 meant.
Oh, it's too long. Didn't read. AJ had a triple double. It was incredible. He's as good as he thinks. Ahmed looks solid. Didn't play a whole lot. Defense was awful in the first half. Nothing new.
Jackson, and you nailed it, by the way. Unfortunately, the Christmas Carol production I saw tonight didn't feature Abdul Ahmed, but I hope he played well.
No, but it did feature your cow suit, Jack.
It did.
Should have been on stage.
Angela said blueberry Pop-Tarts. All right. I like to hear that.
Blueberry.
Eli said number 2 from Pacific. I don't remember that off the top of my head.
Yeah, it was Elias Ralph. He went 5 for 14, had a couple boards, 4 assists. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
Eli said, I'm taking a couple of the Delaware dudes. They balled out. That's a great point.
True Delaware. Yeah.
AJ Dybansta has more triple doubles in college basketball than Kobe and LeBron. # noticing.
It's not wrong.
I love it. Eli said, Carter's sounding like Dickie V out here. Please say diaper dandy. I'll close the show with that.
Unbelievable.
That was pretty good. Since you brought up the poll game, did you know LJ is not playing due to surgery? Yes, we did hear that.
Is that public knowledge? Chill, Angela. Insider info.
I don't know.
You heard it here first.
Big East Coast, big Merry Christmas from Omaha's. Pray for my Chase. Keep up great work. I love it. Shout out. That's why you can't assume. Assume.
I'm sorry, Big East Coast, and I will be praying for your Jays.
Shout out Alan Huss over at Creighton, assistant coach. The Huss
shout him out. Yeah,
moves on over to Creighton.
Big win against Xavier, man. Dominating.
Yeah. Also. Home and home with Notre Dame in football. They had to after called out BYU for skipping or called out BYU or Notre Dame for skipping Pop-Tarts Bowl or whatever. Sick game, dude. 2026 in Provo. Now are we all of a sudden we're gonna get a tweet notification that this game gets moved to Vegas last second?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably. But no, it seems likely and pretty sick. That schedule is now loaded. I mean, it's an awesome home slate. You get 7 games in LaVell Edwards Stadium. And man, Notre Dame, man, it's not going to be a true non-con game. I think they're talking about it being in October. So it's more of like a break in conference play. But I'm assuming, I mean, knock on wood, we'll see. Both teams will be ranked. I'm not going to assume that actually, because you never know. But awesome thing to get done. Obviously, it's super ironic. The sports special for that reason. This was clearly in talks before the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but the timing could not have been better for it. I thought it was incredible. Shout out BYU for getting it done and putting yourselves out there, man. Schedule the best, and Notre Dame's going to be tough any year you play them. So it should be sick.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. CJ Carr will be playing in that game. I love CJ Carr from Notre Dame. I think he's an awesome quarterback. CJ Carr versus Bear Bachmeier, must-see TV. 2 words, Bear Bachmeier, CJ Carr, must-see TV.
Must-see TV. Yeah, man. In Provo, that's the biggest thing. Like having them finally come. Obviously, they wussed out, years ago. And so hoping we can just send them home with a loss. That'd be sick.
Sick. Couple more. Big East Coast said you guys rock. We won over Big East Coast tonight. Let's go. I knew Alan.
Rock, man.
Nothing gets people warmed up more like Alan Huss, man. Shout out the Huss bus. Creighton, man. All right, I've watched a couple Creighton games so far this season. A little too balanced of scoring. I need some of these guys to step up and be real leaders for the Blue Jays before I can believe in them. They're gonna have a tough time on the bubble, I think. Notre Dame will get us to their stadium and then bail when it's at LES. Game is at LES.
It's at LES first, so
yeah, it's at LES first. I think we'll be all right. I think that game's locked and loaded. Eli said in the chat, "Happy holidays, fellas. Keep up the great work. See y'all for Big 12 play." And that's right, Chase. We will be back next week. And Chase, I'm praying, and everyone out there pray that this voice comes back. But I need it by tomorrow, man. I'm done talking like this. I'm hanging out with people. I'm talking, and they're like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm not sick. I just sound like an idiot now."
I mean, can we get a minutes restriction here? Can you keep off it for a sec? Like, can you just shut your mouth? Maybe we can get this healed.
I know. We're gonna keep talking. I can't shut up. Chase, the Carolina Panthers keep winning ball games. It's funny because my wife was like, "Hey, you're on Sunday." She's like, "Your voice is sounding so much better, Karter." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And then the Carolina Panthers are in that fourth quarter. Bryce is dealing right there. I left it all out on there on the field, Chase. My voice was gone right after the game. I couldn't talk. 100% worth it. I will be doing it again next week and the week after. Do not care. Because the Panthers are winning the NFC South.
An admirable way to lose your voice, Karter. If you're going to do it for anything, I'd want it to be for that. So,
yeah.
But we do need that thing. Drink some hot water with lemon. Maybe some honey mixed in there.
How about some cookout?
No. I mean, that's got to be doing the opposite.
You're probably right. But anyhow, we'll get out of here. Oh, I got to give a Dickie V impression. AJ Dybantsa. I can't do it. It's not there. Was it close? No.
It was pretty good. You had like an accent coming in there that wasn't.
Yeah, I was trying.
Dickie, yeah. But I thought it was pretty good.
Up and away. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the Zion Williamson calls he'd make on the up and away.
Oh,
yeah, unbelievable. But anyhow, that's it. BYU basketball. That's it for the podcast. That's gonna do it for us, fellas. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys on the Kansas State preview. At Chase, I'm not doing that the whole time. At Chase_Rogers0, at Karter B, at Church Ball Pod and everything. Field of 68 Podcast Network. Subscribe. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. We'll see y'all on the Kansas State preview.